Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Becki Newton.
Woo! My own applause now because I'm here at home, so I'm just going to applaud.
Listen, I love someone that applauds for themselves. It's great, right? Like if you can't
It's
applaud for
important.
yourself,
What are you going to applaud for if you can't applaud for yourself?
what is going on? How are you today? Tell me
I'm
everything.
great. I'm very happy to be here. Lincoln Lawyer drops. Is that what they say about Netflix? I don't know the words. What are the words?
Listen, the kids say, and I'm
What
not
do the
saying that
kids
I'm a
say?
kid, the kids say drops. It drops today. Today's the actual day.
Today's the day it drops, and I couldn't be prouder of this show.
I mean, congratulations. Listen, now I have to say, because like when you do an interview like this, I sat down with Christopher Gorham last week. You figure like I'm gonna watch the first episode. I'm gonna just check it out. Okay. I am on the sixth episode. And the only reason I'm on the sixth episode is because there's not enough hours in the day. Like this show is so freaking good.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. I think the hope is that people are desperate to know what happens next, and that's really good to know. You better get to those other four. They get better and better as the season goes on.
Listen, I'm just like, oh my God, I have to do this before I see Becki. And I'm just like, oh, there's just not enough hours. But it leaves you on the edge of your seat, right?
I agree. Yes, and I think that was the point. It's like it's this incredible story with these great actors set in LA, and LA looks so beautiful in the show. It's this whole other character. And I think people will be on the edge of their seats and also be entertained and find themselves laughing sometimes, even though it's the show about a murder trial. So it really has something for everyone.
Well, you play Lorna Taylor. Like, how did this role come to you?
I, as most of my career, I've just been incredibly lucky. And this came along, and Lorna on the page was Mickey's second ex wife. She works in his office. And right away, I just saw her as this very bold and fun character. I thought, wouldn't it be great to be a character that doesn't look like she belongs in a courtroom or a law office? Because I'm not going to lie, I like getting dressed up. I like playing characters that are a little bold. Perhaps I got that from Amanda when I shot Ugly Betty. I thought it would be great, and they were so open to me putting my spin on this character. And I got to wear some great clothes and say some great lines and work with great people. So I had obviously had a blast doing the whole thing.
That was one of my questions because, like, right, Amanda was so much fun, but even in like Weird Loners, like you've played a lot of really fun characters. Like, so that wasn't necessarily written into this character. You just kind of made that your own and said she's going to be fun.
I think I couldn't really help it. I think I was really interested to see how I could add a little bit of that, like the boldness that I enjoy. In a lot of my parts, I like that. I sort of can't help that comes out. So I thought, what would that be like in a drama? I've done so much comedy. How could I ground this type of character in this sort of more serious context? I also had a pug as a co-star, which never hurts. Lightens the mood all every time. You just put the pug in the shot, have the pug walk around me. It's great.
That usually helps. Like, how do you think Lorna was different from some of the other roles you played? Just that this isn't really a straight up comedy.
No, I think Lorna is really smart, and not that Amanda wasn't smart. But Lorna has a fierce intelligence. We know that she went to law school. We know that she's pursuing law in the future. So there was something sort of the combination of her fearlessness, her how bold she is, with her fierce intelligence. I think created a new type of character for me that I've never played before.
So, like, when you get that call and you hear, like, oh, by the way, this is David E. Kelly. I mean, do we have to think about this? Do we take a
No, we didn't
pause?
have to think about this at all. I couldn't believe it. It's like I said, it's not something I've done in the past, and I love trying new things. And I thought, what would it be like to be in a legal drama? And I loved doing it. I hope I get to do more of it. We shall see. But I really really enjoyed it, and I jumped at the opportunity.
Did you watch like Boston Legal, LA Law, Ally McBeal, any of these
Ally
other?
McBeal, I think this sort of quirky tone in these more dramatic settings is something I've always loved. There's something a little off about the characters. They're imperfect, and I love imperfect characters. I've always loved playing them. I think we're all a little imperfect in our own lives, and that's a really cool thing to explore within the characters I've been able to play.
So, like you said, you played Mickey's second wife. Did you get together with Neve Campbell and say, "Hey, we're both ex-wives. We have to figure this out"?
No, well, here's a great story. I've loved Neve Campbell. She's been one of my idols my entire life. So my first day on set, it was a scene between Nev's character Maggie and my character Lorna. And we're sort of standing there awkwardly. And Nev said right away, can we not make this about two catty women? Can we make this about two women who, yes, have both been married to the same man, but are here to support him and kind of support each other? And I was blown away. She's so cool and she's so smart. And I was just so happy because, when you meet your idol and they actually kind of are everything you hoped for and more, that's exactly what happened that day. And it really helped the relationship between our two female characters. It so easily could have been two women who were kind of against each other. And Nev made sure that wasn't how this was going to go.
How did Nev become one of your idols? Did you grow up just loving Party of Five?
Party of Five. It was Party of Five. I was so obsessed with Party of Five. I loved her, particularly her character. I think, everyone I knew could just identify so much with. I think it's just the way she plays it. There's also something about Nev that's so smart and so cool, and she's so different. I've never encountered another actress that's like Nev, and I couldn't believe I got to work with her up close.
Party of Five was such a great.
It was such a good show. It was great.
It was a great show. Did you watch, I know it's not based exactly on the same part of the book, but did you see Lincoln Lawyer, the movie with Matthew McConaughey?
I did. I have 3 kids, so I didn't have time to read all 6 books, but I did have time to watch the Matthew McConaughey movie. And what a good movie that is. What a great movie that is.
What about, do you have any background, in anything legal? I'm actually a lawyer. I obviously am not practicing any, I know and here I am, right?
No, I'd never even been into a courtroom until I was on set. So no, I have 0 legal background. Have I ever been into a law office? I don't think so. So only on set. I only know the David E. Kelly version of this legal world.
Well, listen, if you have, there's really nothing more you need to know. Come on. What attracted you to specifically? What was it just that Lorna was smart and, this is such a different part and,
Yeah, I think, and this has happened a few times in my career when I read the first page, when she's calling Mickey on the phone, I could hear her voice. I could hear the way she would talk. It kind of popped into my brain. And I thought, I just know how she walks and talks. I can feel it. I could feel the part of me that overlapped with her. And I right away loved her. For me, a key part to I think the parts I've played successfully, I found a way to love these people, even if they're imperfect, even if they have struggles. That's the first ingredient that I need. And I loved Lorna right away, loved how she talked, loved how she was fearless. And I thought it really wasn't about comedy or drama, but a bonus is that this is something I've never done before.
Yeah, absolutely. And Netflix, right? That's not a bad thing.
I'd never worked for Netflix before. It was brand new. I've done network TV. And there was something really neat about that. Like I said, I didn't even know what the word drops means. I know now that it all happens today and we can see all these episodes at once. But, I'm used to